Footy Brews!
Everything football.
Oh, I have the ball this time. What's up, guys? It's Thomas.
I'm Sasha.
And welcome back to another episode of Footy Brews. We got part 2 for you guys for the top 10 EPL players of this season. We know last episode went a little bit long, so we want to cut into two good parts for you guys. So really excited for this episode.
Yeah, no, for sure, guys. We listened to your comments. We listened to your suggestions of who you guys thought. We had some funny predictions and also some funny suggestions of what you guys thought. We love it. Keep them coming. But this episode, we're going to do the top 1 to 4. So check us out and see what you guys think.
That's right. So kicking it off right to the top 4, we have Kevin De Bruyne.
Typically being the EPL, player of the season, so it's kind of a shock to see him all the way down in 4th. But he had been injured a little bit at the start of the season, and he did refine his form recently. And what a difference it's making for City already. Like he's already back in the game, carrying them in the Champions League, and the way he finds players, the way he crosses the ball, the way he creates opportunities. No player in the PL does it like him. So incredible player. When he strikes the ball, he very often scores. So he has all the talents of the players beneath him in terms of the attacking capabilities, but on top of that, his finishing is ruthless, and his creativity and decision making is just way beyond them.
And yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. That's exactly the type of KDB is. He's just that go-to player, and you know what? He's been consistently year after year after year been putting numbers on, and he's a player in our books that's still growing every single game. He is not the youngest anymore, and he's kind of gone into his prime, in my opinion, but he is not slowing down whatsoever. That injury came back, started where he left off. And you know what? He's a player that can do everything. He can do beautiful long balls. He's a free kick, a magical taker. He can go and take on players, and he's not the fastest, but he takes on players and he usually gets past them. And you know what? He's just been a very good player for Man City and a core player of that squad for the last 4 to 5 years. And now to give you some factual information is that he's got 24 games played, where 22 he started. He's got 5 assists and 11 goals. So that's a 16 goal involvement in 22 games where he started. He's got quite a great vision. We all know his vision is unbelievable. So he's got 73 key passes and 84 chances created. So you do the math, that's about 3 to 4 chances created per game.
A lot of math in this video.
There's a lot of math. You guys got to do mental math of these. And this just shows the type of player he is. And one of the things that is amazing about him is he's got almost a 70% chance of when he takes on a player, he will get through them and dribble past them. So that just shows that as a CAM, you want a CAM to go forward and take on those players and get you to that final third. And he is that player that we call the architecture of Man City. He changes the game left and right. And you know what? He's just a player that we really enjoy. So that brings us to number 3 now, Jome.
Yeah, number 3, another Portuguese lad, Ruben Dias. He edged it out over Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's just been too integral to City's side this season. Even though Kevin De Bruyne's been injured, right? Ruben Dias was there when they needed the most. And as you guys know, City had a very slow start to the season, and he's really the instrumental part that turned them around. He solidified that defense. And not to steal your thunder here, I know you're gonna throw us with a bunch of stats, but I know there's one that blew my mind away. He has 30 or 40 games and only lost 3 or something. Yeah, so a crazy amount of influence he has on that back line, and they have the least amount of goals conceded in the PL right now as well. It just goes to show people aren't even taking shots on Ederson with Ruben Dias in the back. So he's been absolutely incredible back there. Just definitely top 3 for me.
100%, and that's why he makes our top 3 mark. And I'm so happy that he's Portuguese, but the thing that makes him so amazing is the age that he has and the fact that he kind of captains his team in the back line with John Stones. And in our opinion, he's been
That's
way
right, he's
more
only 23, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he's been way more fundamental than Stones, in our opinion, just because he is that player that changed Man City's back line. He came into the last year on the transfer market, not being a huge player that people kind of knew about, and he's had a breakout season and changed Man City's game. We always used to know Man City was amazing going up front, but people could kind of always rely on going back against them because the defense always had those one players that made mistakes quite often on the back line that cost City those games. And Diaz has been that player who's just been a rock solid. And EPL in all competition, he's been that go-to player. And now on a defender side, we're obviously going to look at different stats. But to give you an idea, he's got 29 games played and started. He's only got 1 goal, which came from his head, kind of a typical defender, what we expect. And the most important thing that we really like about him is he's got 80 clearances, and obviously most of those will be with his head. And he's got 32 interception passes. And now this is a different type of stat when you look at a defender. We look at the overall defending aspects of his game. And when he goes to tackling, he goes about 62% rate where he actually goes and steals the ball off the player. And you know what? He's just been an amazing passer too. A lot of people actually know this, but Ruben Diaz has the most accurate passes in all of the EPL. So he's got the best accuracy passing. Now, of course, those are probably most of them are.
Okay, but yeah, we can't bring that up too much. I mean, he's passing to a left back or a right back. It's not.
That's exactly. I was gonna go there, but you know what? There's also a lot of center backs in that league. And where are they? You know, so.
Yeah, but who are we talking about? We're talking about City, right? City is a team that's gonna dominate possession over every other team. It better be a center back for City that gets this stat, I'll tell you that much. But moving on to number 2, another Portuguese lad, Bruno Fernandes. What a season he's had ever since joining Manchester United. He's been, that breakout player, and this season even more so, carrying pretty much Manchester United to second place in the table right now. So yeah, he's absolutely been incredible. The amount of chances he creates, the amount of goals he generates for Manchester United is unbelievable. He's a super smart player. He makes those runs where other people don't see it, and he gets in these positions to score these goals, right? So he has the accuracy from far, the shot power from far, and the vision from far, but he's not afraid to make those runs going into the box and scoring those goals as well. So absolutely unbelievable player. He transformed Manchester United to a real threat this season.
And just to exactly what Clement said, he is number 2 on our spot for a reason. He was a player, in our opinion, that was one of the most influential on his actual team. Like Clement said, last year, Man U was struggling. He came into the season, boom, they changed everything. And now he's kind of cemented that role and been the face of Man United ever since he's got there. Everyone thinks of Man United. He's the player of that team. Pogba is still there, but everyone now is thinking of Bruno. And you know why? It's because of his overall goal involvement. So just to give you guys an idea, he's got 33 games played where he started 32. He's got 16 goals and 11 assists. And I know some of you guys are going to talk about some of penalties. Yes, you're right, they are. So around 7 to 8 were penalties, but that's still a huge amount of goals that he scored on open play. And this is a CAM we're talking about. He's not a striker. He's got 11 assists, and these are coming from set plays and all that, as well as he's got an amazing free kick ability. Now, something that is really fundamental about Bruno is his vision. He has a whopping of 89 key passes and 100 chances created. So that's 189 chances he's creating in those 32 games. And like we were talking about, that's 4 to 5 key passes or chance created per game. So your striker just needs to get to 1 or 2 of those chances that he creates for you, and you can kind of understand that you're going to score a goal when he's on the pitch. Now, when it comes to his overall dribbling, he's not one to take a lot of dribbles because he's very smart. He'd rather make the passes than go and take on the player. So he's got about a 47% chance of actually making the dribble. And this kind of sums up the type of player he is also very good with both left foot, right foot, and a header. He's very good in the air, but you know what? He's not always in the box for those chances because he's the one actually crossing it. So now this brings us to our top spot, and let's see if you guys know who it is, but here we go.
And in my opinion, a little bit interchangeable with Bruno Fernandes, but we chose to edge it out to Harry Kane actually. Harry Kane, I know, English fan, can you believe it? But it is the PL, and he has been playing unbelievable for Spurs. And I think, top of the table in terms of goals. He has an incredible amount of assists. He got like 4 assists to Son in one game. So like, his link-up play with Son and the way he is essentially Tottenham's entire attacking system is just, it puts him above and beyond in our opinion, and that's why we put him in first. Absolutely incredible player. He always makes a smart decision, and he's one of the rare strong hold-up 9s that are still in the game today. There's not that many strong 9s right now, and a lot of teams are definitely going to be looking to poach him this season.
No, exactly. And now this is exactly what Homain said. He is a player that when you've taken out of the squad, he is missed instantly. People have said when Kane's not on that team, they already lose their hope with Spurs. And that's because he's the fundamental, like you said, very strong on the ball, holds up the player, wingers push up, he creates the whole transition from defense to attack. He has been fundamentally amazing when it comes to assists. He's a very unselfish player, and we know some strikers become very, very egoistic and want to take all the chances, but you know what? He has been the best pairing with him and Song, and they've been amazing. They've honestly been amazing, but Kane has just been that player you take out of the team, and they could be 10th to 12th in the league. So now to give you easily, right? And some factual information is he's got 30 games played, 21 goals, 13 assists. That's 34 goal involvement in 30 games. He also has about 41 key passes, and he also has 54 chances created. And this is a striker, right? So he's not going to be creating a lot, but he is that player that kind of is the game changer. He's the game changer for that team, and he has been for a while. So now that it sums up our top 10, and of course we want to get your opinion on who you guys think, who did we miss. We want to let us know about all of your overall opinion, and we have some honorable mentions that Homain is going to list off.
That's right. Yeah, so there was so many good players in the PL this season. We didn't want to miss out on too many more. So a couple honorable mentions goes to Jack Grealish. He's been incredible in Aston Villa's first half of the season. Unfortunately, he's been missed since his injury. So he unfortunately just missed out on the top 10, but we didn't want to mention him there. And Didi and Iheanacho has been incredible for Leicester this season, and there's a big reason why they're in third place. Both Iheanacho, finding his form in the second half of the season, scoring all these goals, and Didi's hold-up play very similar to Conte. Extremely strong player at the moment, so I definitely want to bring those up. Lingard, the famous Lingard, oh my gosh, his form in West Ham is incredible, so hopefully we'll see more of him going forward. But he had been pretty non-existent for most of his career at Manchester United, so we can't give him a top 10 praise yet. If he continues at this level, he'll definitely be making those ranks. And then of course, it wouldn't be an honorable mention list if we didn't have at least one Liverpool player, with Salah in there. He has been scoring a ton of goals this season, but in my opinion, has been lacking a lot of form in general, and is definitely not the best he's been before. So, hopefully he turns it around a little bit, and he'll definitely be back up in the ranks.
Oh, thanks, Goman. That's a good summary of the honorable mentions. And like we said, these guys would be maybe in the top 15, but if we had to do the top 10, this is where they would rank. And that's why, there's injuries and everything that could have changed the potential season, and that's why we did the top 10 that we chose. So that's
what, let us know what you guys think in the comments, because we're very curious, and if you have any arguments, let us know as well. Like the content if you liked it. And this has been a great time, Sash.
Great time. All right, see you guys next time.
Let's wrap it up. It's been a long episode. Footy Brews out.